Hello everyone. In this video, I'm going to discuss to you how to set up your drawing in AutoCAD. And this time, we're going to discuss about AutoCAD layers. So whenever you are drawing an object with too much parts or details, then creating layers will be useful so that you can divide the parts into groups, and then you can turn on or off those parts which are not needed so that you can easily edit or modify specific part. Alright, so to create layers, look for Home tab. Under the Home tab, look for the Layers panel. So this is where you are going to manage your layers. So look for the layer properties and then click layer properties, and then we will have this dialog box. So the shortcut key for you to access this layer properties, you can type the word layer and then press enter. Alright, so the shortened command is LA. So you can actually type only LA and then press enter. Then you can now access the layer properties. Alright, so suppose we have these objects here as an example. So I created too much or many objects in the drawing area, and I want to divide them and categorize them in different layers so that whenever I'm going to edit specific part like circle, triangle, or hexagon, then I will turn off the other layers, right? So that I can easily select and modify the object. So to create layers, again, so let's view the layer properties. Look for this icon, new layer, to create a new layer. Or you can actually type, create a shortcut, the keyboard shortcut, which is Alt plus N. Then press, or you can just click this portion here, right? So by default, when you are going to create new layer, it will give you layer 1 name. So by default, you can actually change this according to its use. So in naming the layers, you can create a temporary name, layer 1, but to change the name, the desired name of the layer can be used up to 255 characters, and spaces are also allowed. You can use actually letters from A to Z, lowercase or uppercase, doesn't matter, and numbers from 0 to 9, and hyphen, underscore, and $sign only. So always remember, it is a common practice in AutoCAD that we are going to use good layer naming so that it will give us an idea about the contents of the layer. So like for example, we are going to create a layer for the circle, then I will name the layer into circle, or just a abbreviation like circ. So let's try to create the first layer, which is circle, right? Circle or circ. Next, I'm going to set another layer for triangle, and then try. Next, another layer for square. Right. Next, layer for the rectangle. Layer for the hexagon. Layer for the octagon. And then that's it. We now have 2, 4, 6 new layers. So this is actually the default layer. So you can create your own layers for your drawing. So now we are going to set the layers that we created. So we have here the tabs for the options on our layers. So let's set first the circle. So we have this option here, on. So this will turn on and off your layer. So if you're going to click this, it will turn off your layer, and click again, so it will turn on your layer. So this symbol is like a bulb. So if the bulb is lighted, then it's turned on, or there's no light, then it's off. And then on and freeze are actually almost the same function. So if you're going to freeze or unfreeze a layer, then it will turn on or off the layer. Then we also have here the lock. Lock will restrict your layer not to be selected whenever you are going to select something, when you are going to lock the layer. So of course, we can set the color. So the first 7 colors are red, yellow, green, cyan, blue, magenta, and then black or white. So to select a color, just click this color, and then you can select your color for that layer. Right? So I will choose red for the circle, and then click OK. Then it will create this color. So line type, so by default we have a solid line, but you can actually change the line type here. Just click load and select your desired line type. Right? Just click OK. Okay. And then for your line weight is the how will be the thickness of your lines in your AutoCAD drawing. So you have here default, which is 0.1 or 0.10 millimeters. So you can change this anytime according to your own preference, right? Let us say we have here for circle we have 0.30. Click OK. Then for the hexagon, we'll set the color into yellow. And then continues the same. Continue. Let's try another type. We have here dash. Actually, there are times that we cannot see a dash line because what matters here is the unit. So if the unit is unit is too small, then you cannot see the dash. But if you're going to zoom in your drawing, then you can see the dash lines, right? So we have here hexagon. Let's try another one. Let's try 0.20. You cannot actually see the actual line weight if you are going to turn off the line weight. So you need to turn on the line weight mode here so that you can see the actual weight. Next, we have here for the octagon, we have here green. Rectangle, we have cyan. And then square, which is magenta. And then triangle, which is let's try another color here. Right, here. Right, it's like pink. All right. So now we have the layers, but we didn't assign the layers yet. So to assign the layer, so select. No, I'm going to add another layer. Actually, I'm going to create layer for the text. All right, text. All right, I'm going to use this color. All right. So in setting the layer, it will use the properties that you have set here to the current layer, right? So if you already choose a color for circle with blue, but you set the layer into this circle here, it will become red because this is the properties that you have set in your layers. Alright, so to assign, we will need to select the object first. Okay, select. So let's try to select these objects. Alright, again, select the objects. Alright, to deselect a specific, like for example, you selected a wrong object. So you need to deselect, just hold Shift key and then select the object that you want to be deselected, right? Select and then hold the Shift key and then click again to deselect. So I already selected all the text and I will assign it to the text layer. So I will click this layer and then choose the layer where I want to put these objects. Then I will click text, right? As you can see, the color of our text now is green because it applies the properties that we set with the text layer, right? So as you can see, you cannot clearly see the color because our background is white. You can actually change the background of your drawing. So how are we going to do that? You can right click and then look for options, right? And then we will have this dialog box. Or you can just type the word option or options rather. Alright, so and then to change the color of our background, under the display tab, look for colors. You have these colors. Alright, and then to change the color, look for this color and then change into your own preference. Take note, do not choose color which is really bad for your eyes, or it means very light or very dark for you. So choose your own color that suits your own preference. So I'm going to use black because I'm using light colors for my layers. Then I will change the background to black and then apply and close, right? So now I can clearly see the colors of the layers, right? So next, I'm going to assign this circle to the circ layer. So I'm going to select this object and then look for the circ layer. And what will happen is that it will apply the properties with red colored lines, right? Next, for the triangle, let's select the objects and then look for triangle. Escape. Next, for the hexagon, then look for hex. Right. Yellow. Next, we have square. Click square. Right. Next, rectangle. And select rectangle. Escape. The next, we have octagon. Right. So I already assigned all the objects to its specified layers. Right? So let's try to turn off specific layer. Alright. I'm going to turn off the triangle layer. Right? I'm going to click this, turn off. Right? As you can see, we can no longer see the triangle object because we turn it off. Right? But the word triangle is still there because it's from the different layer, which is the text layer. So if we turn off the text layer, all the text will be hidden, right? So you can select only the layers that you turned on. So if you're not going, if you're only going to select square and circle, then we should turn off all the other layers, right? Hex, the rectangle, and then the octagon. Right. So we can now choose only these objects. We can easily select objects when we are going to turn off the other layers which are not used. So turn on, click again, then turn on the objects. Right? So always remember that when you are going to add another object. Like for example, we are going to add another object. Let us say we are going to add another circle here. Right, circle. As you can see, the color of the new object is green because the current layer is octagon, it's green. So we are going to set this into circle. So how to set it into circle, which is the current layer? So you will need to select first the layer. So circ. So now when you are going to add objects, it will be assigned to this layer, which is circ. So let's try to create circle. Right? As you can see, it's red. So I'm going to add another square, or like this, a rectangle. I'm going to add another rectangle. So the color will be cyan. Right? Another one, we are going to create a square. For example, I'm going to create another square. So I'm going to choose first the current layer as square and create another one. Right? So I'm going to turn off the square. It will turn off the two squares. Right? Because they belong to the same layer. So that's how you create the layers. So as you can see, we cannot see clearly the line weight because we turned it off. So if you are going to turn on the line weight, okay, you can see the thickness of your lines. Right? On or off. Right? And that's it.